Hello guys, welcome or welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to show you guys how I DIY'd my photo booth for the engagement party. I'm going to jump right in. As you can see, I punched out all of my dots with my circle hole punch, which was 2 inches, and this is cardstock that I'm using that I got from Michael's. I chose to use yellow, of course, because my glitter is gold, so anytime the glitter didn't stick, of course you'd see the yellow background and it wouldn't be noticeable, as opposed to using another color. Here I'm just painting on a thin coat of Mod Podge, and then I'm sprinkling on my glitter. Now guys, I will mention that they actually sell glitter paper at Hobby Lobby and at Michael's, but these are the supplies that I had on hand, so I thought I would just spend a little time making my dots instead of going to buy the glitter paper when I already had what I needed to make it. So you also have that option. The glitter paper is about $2 a sheet, and they don't sell it in packs, so you'd have to buy it individually, I believe. But after I was done putting the glitter on, I let the dots dry for a little while, not very long, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then I dabbed on some Mod Podge. Putting the Mod Podge on after you put the glitter on will help with the glitter fallout, and I didn't want my guests to leave with tons of glitter on them, so I made sure I did that step. I did allow them to dry overnight because I wanted them to dry totally before I used the hot glue gun with them. And as you can see here, I'm just taking off all of my dots and separating them. The Mod Podge will make them stick together a little bit, but your paper doesn't rip, and it's not a big deal. You can just kind of cut the Mod Podge pieces off. So in order to get the measurements for my stretchy gold string, I just kind of went up to the wall where I would have it hanging to see how long I wanted it. My strings ended up being about 62 inches, and here I'm just gluing on my dots. I put one on the front and the back because at this point I didn't know if they would move around a bit, but now that I know how the photo booth turned out, you can probably just put one on the front and be totally fine. So you wouldn't need half the dots, literally half the dots I used. You probably wouldn't need them because my dots weren't spinning or moving anything. I separated my dots about 6 inches apart, and it wasn't like super exact for each one, but I did try to do each one at least 6 inches apart, and that is what I'm doing here. Alright guys, so now we're going to move on to the props. For some odd reason, my printer would not print on my cardstock, so I had to print it out on regular paper. After I printed out all of my props, I taped them to some cardstock that I had, and that cardstock is basically going to make that prop pretty heavy because you don't want to use thin paper because you don't want it to get torn up or ripped or anything throughout the night when people are using them, because they will get used frequently, so you want to make sure they're pretty sturdy. After I cut the prop out, I hot glue gun down the sides, and I pretty much did that to every single prop, and that was probably the easiest part, getting the props ready. Because hot glue dries so fast, I would suggest using it by hot gluing one side down at a time, because when I tried to take my tape off and hot glue it down that way, I was lining it up uneven. So use a piece of tape on the back to connect the pieces, line it up correctly, and then hot glue it. That was the easiest way for me to do it, and once I figured that out, it was like a cakewalk. Okay, so here my fiance is actually hanging up the backdrop for the photo booth. He has no clue I have this footage, so haha. Hello, here's your cameo. This is a gray twin size sheet and a white twin size sheet from Walmart. They were a little under $5 each. I used the gray to dim the light from outside a little bit, and I didn't want to use black because it would make the white sheet darker. So that's also an option if you do your photo booth in front of a window like me. Okay guys, I totally forgot to record the day of the party. I was having way too much fun with my friends and family. So I made sure to record the day after. My fiance hung up the sheet with 5 push pins at the very top, and he put the garland on with hot glue. At the ends of the string, he cut a few of the dots, and he cut them into like triangles, and he glued them to the top. We put a little serving tray near the area where the backdrop was, and here I'm just showing you guys that we glued 2 shish kebab sticks together and glued them to the props for holders for everybody, and I thought it would be ugly like that, but it turned out really good. And my fiance made sure to cut off the pointy ends before he glued them on. So that is how we finished up the props, and I put glitter on a few things exactly the same way I did the dots. The photo booth came out absolutely amazing. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I even created collages of all of my guests from the photo booth. So if you guys want a tutorial on that, comment down below and let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching it, and I hope you guys recreate your own photo booth, but let me know how it turns out if you do. Have an amazing morning, amazing evening, and a great night. Bye guys.